Hey y'all, what is up? Welcome to Sunday dinner with Miss Vicky B. The weather is cooling off a little. It is November 21st, and we just started having our cooler temperatures around here. It's been in the 50s yesterday and today. The low was in the low 40s last night, and I think it's going to be 39 tonight. So I can finally cook my favorite comfort meal, chicken and dumplings. And I'm going to start off with a whole chicken. That's how I do mine. And yes, it's been a busy couple of weeks, and I have been doing what I can because I do still have to work to pay bills. So yes, my stove does need wiping down today. And I do have ornaments all over my counters, which I'm going to have to move one batch of them to be able to make my dumplings. But I'll do that because I'm not to a point to where I can hang them on the tree just yet. Hopefully today or tomorrow. And yes, there is a few dishes in my sink and on the drying mats. But you know what? That's okay because this is real life. And it's still Sunday dinner with Miss Vicky B. So we're going to make these chicken and dumplings today, and I hope y'all enjoy it.
Every change has a reason, baby, let it come to you. Every soul, every season lives outside of status quo. If we stop believing we're meant to be, expanding our abilities. If the passion's gone, we are doing it wrong. Baby, you and I should start living now. With the whole world at our feet, we could stay or we could leave. There is nothing in between. So baby, we should start living now. 'Cause we only have this life. Wanna laugh and wanna cry.
And since we're talking about real life, this is me at the beginning of the day. I haven't even got ready yet. I did just get out of the tub and get dressed and brush my hair and my teeth and put a little coconut oil on my face. And then I had to run in here and get this chicken on because chicken and dumplings takes a while to cook. And it's already 12:08 and I have to be at work at 4. So I'm hoping I can get this done before I have to go to work. And if you see me wearing this shirt in 3 different videos, it's because I'm filming 3 videos today, and I don't have time to change that many times. And this is real life, like we discussed earlier, so this is what you get. All right, the water's starting to steam just a little bit, so I turn the burner down a little. I'll probably end up with it on medium before it's over with so that it don't boil over, because I'm going to need to boil this chicken for somewhere between an hour and a half to 2 hours probably. And I do this so that I can have that broth, that fresh chicken broth for my dumplings. I don't like using the canned or the boxed chicken broth to make dumplings. I like using real homemade chicken broth. I can use those things if I'm in a hurry, and I'm sure I've used them once or twice in my lifetime, but I prefer to do it this way. You can also use chicken pieces if you prefer, like breasts or, you know, drums or whatever you want to use. You can get the whole cut up chicken if that's what you want to use. But I have just always done it this way. All right, y'all, this chicken I think has been boiling for about 2 hours. Sometimes I'll let it go longer than that, but I do have to go to work. So the way I do it, and you can do it any way you want, but I'm not a really big meat eater. So I'll take this whole chicken and put it in a baking dish, and I'll bake it in the oven while I'm making my dumplings. And then the way my family does it, because they understand that I'm not a big meat eater, is we just cut off some of the chicken to put on our plate, and then the star of the show to me is the dumplings. I love the dumplings. So we'll have like chicken on our plate and dumplings and then a vegetable. Some people will tear apart this whole chicken and mix it all in with their dumplings. And I know my husband and for sure my oldest daughter likes it that way. And I'm sure Candace would like it that way too. But they understand that I'm not that much of a meat eater, so I don't want all that chicken in my dumplings. But if you like it that way, most people do it that way, go ahead and do it that way. That's not a problem. But I'm just showing you the way I do it. So let me see if I can get this chicken out of this pan and into another pan without hurting myself.
So I'm using 2 sturdy utensils and just picking this chicken up and transferring it. And now I'm trying to make sure there's no bones left in the chicken broth, because you don't want to end up biting into a bone trying to eat your dumplings. Sorry about my voice, y'all. And now I'm going to go ahead and add some salt to the chicken and also to the chicken broth. And then I'm going to add some pepper to the chicken and to the chicken broth. Then I'm also going to add some butter to both the chicken and the chicken broth. Then I'm going to give that broth a good stir and pop this chicken in the oven. Once that's done, I'm going to add some milk to my chicken broth. To get started on these dumplings, I'm just going to add a couple of eggs.
We are close, can you feel it? Something is behind the clouds. We just have to believe it, that we can make the sun come out.
Then I'm going to add just a little bit of cooking oil.
Let us lose ourselves in a fairy tale. Who can say what's wrong or right? We're the only ones who can decide.
Also some milk.
Baby, you and I should start living now, with the whole world at our feet.
And then some flour.
We could stay or we could leave. There is nothing in between. So baby, we should start living now, 'cause we only have this life. Wanna laugh and wanna cry. I don't wanna waste my time. So baby, we should start living now.
Okay, y'all just saw me make my dumpling dough. Some people, a lot of people, roll them out and cut them into little pieces and drop them in the pan, and that's perfectly fine if that's how you want to do it. I have always made drop dumplings. It's just so much easier and a lot less messy, and to me they taste the same. But you do what you want to do. You know, most of my recipes, or most of the things that I cook, because clearly this wasn't necessarily a recipe because I didn't give amounts, but we'll get into that in a minute. Most of my recipes are easy to change up and do your way, you know, so there's no right or wrong way to do anything as far as I'm concerned. There's your way and there's my way. If you're happy with the way you do it that way. I'll eat your food if you bring me a plate. I don't see anything wrong with doing it a different way. But I'm just showing you the way I do it. Now, as far as recipes, I can put a recipe in the description box it may not even necessarily be what I just made, because there has been times when I went by, there's a biscuit recipe on the flour bag, and you can go by that. That is fine. That way you'll have measurements and everything. I just add an egg or two, a little bit of cooking oil, a little bit of milk, some flour, and then if the flour is not thick enough or not thin enough, you can add water, you can add more flour until you get it the consistency that you want it. Now mine might not be quite as thick, I don't know, it might be, as a dumpling you would roll out. But like I said, these are drop dumplings, so I'm just going to drop them by spoonsful into the pan. Something else I've noticed is quite a few people, when they do dumplings, they do a soupy type of dumpling to where the liquid in it is more of a soupy consistency. I don't like mine like that. I like the liquid in mine to be kind of thick, almost creamy like. And that's why I add the milk and the butter, and I put as many dumplings in that pan as will fit in that pan, because I'm going to be eating on these dumplings for like 3 days. They're one of my favorite things. To me, the dumpling is the star of the show, not the chicken. We can have chicken anytime. I just needed the chicken broth to flavor my dumplings, but that's just me. That's how I do it. Like I said, if you, I will go ahead and pop this biscuit recipe into my description box. It also doesn't call for eggs, so I put eggs in mine. I feel like it holds it together better, but that's just the way I do it. So let me get these dumplings into this pan. What you want to do is get your water, your milk, your butter, add some salt and pepper, and get it boiling. And once it's boiling, it's time to drop the dumplings in. And the way I do it, I let them cook for maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then I take one out, stick it in the freezer so it can cool really fast, and I can taste test it. And that's how I tell if they're done. I like my dumplings to be fluffy and thick on the inside, but also all the way done. And then if you want to sop up some of that thick, I don't know what you call it, liquidy chicken broth mixture to make your dumpling a little more moist, I guess you would call it. That's what I do. That's what I do. So it's up to you. I mean, it's just chicken and dumplings. It ain't nothing fancy, but it is one of my favorite meals. So let's drop these dumplings in the pan, and then I'm going to get a vegetable ready.
Here's where I'm just going to start dropping the dumplings into the broth. When it starts to look full, I just mash the dumplings down, and then I repeat the process.
So baby, we should start living now.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights.
Something else, and I have done this before, but today I just made it basic. You can add any kind of seasonings you want to that chicken broth. If you want to add some poultry seasoning, some seasoned pepper, seasoned salt, any type of seasoning you might want to add to that broth before you put the dumplings in, you can do that. Today, I just used salt and pepper. So, make them ever how you want them. So, for my vegetable, some people add the peas and carrots into their dumplings. I've tried it that way once. We wasn't as crazy about it that way. So I'm going to take a bag of frozen peas and carrots. I'm just going to put it in my corning dish. I'm going to add a little bit of butter and some nature's seasoning. And I'm going to put a little aluminum foil on top. My dumplings are boiling over. Hold on. Sorry. I'm going to put a little bit of aluminum foil on top and then pop it in the oven with that chicken. And the butter and the nature seasoning is going to give it plenty of flavor.
Won't stop for traffic lights. And
Okay, I just popped the veggies in the oven with the chicken. I'm going to show you something else with the dumplings in just a minute, but I just noticed something. And I know y'all probably noticed I have this cut on my finger. The skin just got scraped off of it at work last night when I was cleaning. I don't want y'all to think that that's an open sore. It's not. It's got a thin scab on there already. I just didn't want y'all to think, because I forgot to put a Band-Aid on there, that I'm in here cooking with an open sore like that. I'm not. It does have a thin scab on there, so don't come at me about that, please. Okay, the way I do it, every so often, just mash your dumplings down again. This is a full pan of dumplings. It's going to be a thick sauce in there. The broth is going to be so thick. And that's the way I like mine. Now you can go underneath, but you don't want to just stir. They'll be too doughy if they don't get enough of that broth on them. Okay, I just tested a little bit of dumplings. I had to put them in the freezer to cool them off quick. I think they're done. And I also just opened the oven and stuck a knife in my chicken, and I think it's done too. So, as long as my veggies are done, we're fixing a plate of it.
I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes.
I hope y'all enjoyed this Sunday dinner with Miss Vicky B. The homemade chicken and dumplings with some peas and carrots. Nice comfort food, nice cold weather meal. Let me know if you try it. And if you do yours a different way than mine, let me know how you do it. I love to try other people's stuff. Y'all have a good one.
Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on